Sorry, that was Bella's fault. I'm sorry. Anyway, weight back, absorb his initial burst. See, we can win matches and we can control matches from the bottom. See, that's what Larry Owens did. He beat Gable from the bottom. There's no question in my mind. So anyway, weight back, come up under control on your own terms. Okay? Now, one way of dealing with the guy's pressure is by moving your base. If he pulls me to one side, I slide my base over there. I use my whole body to fight his pressure. See? I'm using my whole body. I'm not going limp and going like a whatever. I'm staying together, but I'm taking some of his pressure by moving my base. Okay? Okay. I never want to leave my base here and let my upper body go, because I'm going to get extended. That's what we don't want to do, is get extended here at the hip when it's not time to do so. Okay? All right, weight back. Okay, cross hand fight. Okay, we'll do it like this, just in the open without anybody on. Okay, cross hand fighting. We cross hand fight from the bottom. We cross hand fight so that we're not like this. These are two giant hooks and you'll never get away from anybody. Okay? So, say he's on a spiral. Okay? I go across, I dig it out with my palm, even if it's a hook. You do the same thing with a hook. If somebody's on top and they reach underneath your chin there, and it's the same thing as a spiral hand. So, all right? So, okay, say he's on a spiral on this side. I maintain my position because I don't want to get spiraled, and driven and wished around. Okay, so I'm going to fight that spiral with my base, with my body, with my whole body. That's how I fight. Okay? Now, I want to have a big enough base where I can have at least one hand here. At least one hand. And then this one can be used as a piston. Or the other way. Boom. But I'm always moving. It's not a static position. It's dynamic. I'm asking you to do about 5 different things at the same time. That's why we have to use repetition. Cody, repetition. Okay? All right, he's on a spiral. I use my palm, I go across and I dig it out. I use my palm, do whatever I need to do to dig it out. Okay? I dig it out and I push it. I push it to here, and then my upper arm gets glued to my body. After I beat that hand, he's over the top now. I beat that hand. I do not let it back in. So I keep this part of my arm plastered once I have this hand beat. Okay? Remember, we're not like this. We're like this. I dug it out. I slipped inside. Now he's on the outside. And this upper part of my arm is glued to my body because I don't want him to be able to come back in. Okay? Once I beat him, I keep him, whatever the word is, by going like this. Moving this arm maybe away, if you have to take it away to block it, like, if he's way over the top. Boom. Okay? Okay, now, I got this side beat. I'm still maintaining, I'm doing it like this, but if you're under some pretty good pressure, you're going to have a good base. You're going to have to stay arm's length away at least. Okay? And once we get things controlled, okay, I beat this hand, okay, it's glued. Now look at my hand and my wrist. It's going to go across. While it's still glued, it's going to go across and beat that other side, just like that. My arm is kind of plastered to my body. Okay? I push it, and I'm inside again. Now I'm inside both arms. Okay? This is called cross-hand fighting. Okay? When we're under pressure on the bottom, we can't be going like this. That's just two giant hooks. You're giving him two giant hooks, see? Okay, there's a little thing that I like to do. I like to get down on the bottom and tell the guy, okay, get on top. And I'll start with a regular start. And I'll ask him, how's that feel? That feels good. Okay, then I'll sink back and get a bunch of weight back. You can't see it, I don't think, but I have a lot of weight back. Boom. I'm right here. Referee blows the whistle. Boom, I protect things. I actually don't have to go fight right now. I don't have to hand fight really right now. I want to stop that initial burst that he has. Okay? Now remember, if we can get up and walk away, that's fine. But I say, if time's not a factor, we've heard this before, come up under control on your own terms. Okay? Come up under control on your own terms. All right? That means if time's not a factor, we don't need to go crazy there and get all extended and out of position. See? So, if time's not a factor, I'll ask our kids just to, boom, get that weight back, understand, okay, one more thing. We can't get sucked back and we can't get cradled. Okay, those two things can't happen to us on the bottom. Okay? But it's tough to beat a good team that sucks you back. So we're going to be a team that sucks you back. I saw that dual meet between Arizona State and Penn State, and I think the match at 49. This guy from Penn State, I mean, they were both like superstars. And this guy from Penn State was just waiting, and that tough kid from Penn State just started to go to his rear, and that Sun Devil just snapped that guy back quicker than a whistle and basically won the match. So, remember, weight back. All right? Weight back. We can go one hand here. Maybe use this one as a piston, but my little brother used to say, stay arm's length away if we can. Arm's length away, and then he'll panic. When he doesn't feel the same way he does in practice, you're in good shape. And he will. He'll feel really weird getting on top of somebody that's in quasi position. Okay? That doesn't make hooks available to people. Okay? So, hand fight, referee, boom, one in if you want, but we have to stay upright. We got to stay quasi. All right, once we get things under control, he'll panic right here before we hand fight. But if we hand fight, boom, I dig it out, inside, glued here, go across, use the palm of your opposite hand and dig whatever's going on over here. Get rid of it, get your arm in and plaster, and here we are, right here. Okay, this is right after beating the hands, basically, and I will go. And just because I do it slow, I do it slow because I'm an old man. When you're doing things, once we get into scrimmage and explosive things, you have to do it as well as you can, as hard as you can, say. And then if things don't work out, we'll talk about it. So, by the way, what I talk about are usually not suggestions. They're things that you need to do, especially if you're young and if you're weak. These are the things, these are like survival skills. See? You have a better chance of surviving on the bottom if you do what I ask you to do. See? But when you're getting hammered, a young weak kid getting hammered, Cody, that's what causes frustration. Some young kid not being taught how to wrestle and he just gets squeezed all the time. This is a survival skill. And we survive because we're calling on our whole body. Our whole body is one. If he moves me, I either move my base, put my hand, take a little weight off my base, and slide. Okay? Now, if he's putting mega, for some reason he can put plenty of pressure forward. What I would do, I would come up here off of my base, and when there's enough space and room, this foot comes up. And here we are, ready to wrestle. Okay? So, weight back. Unless time is a factor, we don't have to go anywhere. What we do have to do is protect our position. Okay? And I'm asking you to do about 5 different things here, so. Okay? All right. Well, I'll do it slow. Say he hits a spiral. Okay? Boom. I don't go anywhere. I sink back. Okay? Especially on a spiral. Spiral's easy to beat. You just go up here. Even you can just grab it, pull it, and go inside, or you can dig it out and go inside. Okay? You can do either one. The important thing is that you get inside and that he's over top of you. And this is where he panics, is when there's no hooks. See? There's nothing for this top guy to grab onto. See? That's the beauty of this position business. Okay? So, we take pressure forward. Boom. I come up a little bit. This leg comes out and he pushes me right to my feet. Okay? So, if we're taking pressure, or you can just slide forward. Either one. Either just slide forward. Again, taking weight off my base. See? And I'm sliding my base under my torso. Okay? All right. If he puts pressure on us forward, okay, we either hip knee slide to quasi again, or boom, he's pushing on us hard. He pushes us right up, and we come right up like a regular stand-up. So, okay? Now, certainly if he pulls us backwards, okay, we either, Dan Hicks used to do this, he would say, speed it up 1,000 miles an hour. So, if you feel like you're getting sucked back, I like to say find a path of most resistance and just back right over it if you can. See? Back right over it if you can. You catch him off guard, see? I just back up, and especially if he's pulling, I just find out where it is and back into it, see, to absorb the pressure. So, and certainly, if we get crashed to the side, if we somehow get a little high here, or if an arm comes over, okay, this is the next step to the bottom work. Because as soon as I go here and I'm inside, if I'm inside both hands, both of his arms, I'm inside. See? And from here, we'll continue to fight things, and we'll either pivot, okay, if he crashes me that way, or if an arm comes over, I'm going that way. I'm going to pivot that way. And this is important here. You just want to turn inside out. You don't want to, I don't ever teach going like this, going back or something like that. I don't teach that, okay? I teach a pivot, boom, just like that. Not like this. It's like the ice skaters. When their arms are out, they're really slow, and when what do? They bring them in like that, and then they're spinning 100 miles an hour. It's the same way with a pivot. We want to go like this, boom. We don't want to have to turn like this. I'll keep that hand straight. That takes too long. So we want to go like that, boom, boom. See? So when I pivot, I never go like this, back like this, okay? I don't do that. I want to just turn inside out from here. Now this is the stuff. This is the stuff that not many people understand. Okay, he's over top. I've done, the referee's blown the whistle. I've stopped his motion. I've gathered myself. I say to myself, oh man, I'm actually wrestling. See, they can actually do this, have the success, feel the success. And I guarantee you, after 2 weeks, if we do a good job on the bottom, people will be letting us go. I guarantee it. If you do the things I ask you to do. Okay. Arm comes over, I pivot that way. I trap it, however, and this leg, okay? If I'm going to pivot that way, this knee has to be up. Because what I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn inside out. Now here I am. It's called pivots. And there's quite a bit to it. We're not going to go into it just yet because there's business where tough kid and I'm ready to pivot that way. See, let's say an arm has come over or a head has come over. Okay. This side is fine. I can go this way. This knee drops down. Boom, and here I am. So that's a pivot. Okay. Now, the thing I was just going to tell you about the difficult part is I have a head, but I'm ready to go the same way I did before. See, but it's kind of hard to pivot over this other leg. See how I'm ready to go that way? So what I would do while still wrestling and being under pressure, I'll trap that head and I'll switch my base to here. Now I can go that way. This knee goes down, boom, turn inside out. Okay? All right, we'll go over it again from the beginning. I already know that the kid's tough. He's already ridden me for a month and he's fixing to ride me for another week. So, I know what I have to do. Okay? Referee says, bottom man, you're set. I'll get the legal start. But it won't be the conventional start because I'm well trained. I understand I can wrestle from here. I'm not going to get sucked back. Okay? I'm not going to get sucked back and I'm not going to get cradled. Bottom man, you're set. Boom, tough guy, get on. Referee blows a whistle. Boom. Here we are. And I'm still wrestling and staying arm's length away and shifting and then he panics and he goes, well, this is not like it was in the room. See? Because nobody's used to wrestling people that keep in good position. See? They're always used to wrestling people that are stretched out like an old I don't know what, and they just wrap their arm around you and squeeze you. So, anyway. Okay. Boom, referee blows a whistle, I'm fighting, I'm moving, I'm trying to do a little hand fighting while my base is moving, and the hands down for a piston sometimes, and then maybe it switches and I'm over here, and now this hand's a piston. The whole time I'm trying to stay quasi. Trying to stay quasi. Almost vertical. This is the strong body position right here. Boom. Quasi vertical. Okay? That's why this pivot like this is better than this long pivot. Okay? All right. Boom. Blows a whistle. Maybe I'm not even this high yet. Maybe I'm still right here yet. You know, protecting things. Bang, bang, bang. Not getting sucked back and not getting cradled. Okay? Boom. I hand fight. I move my base. I'm doing a bunch of things. I'm moving my base, absorbing the pressure that he applies. Okay? The pressure that he applies, I fight it with my whole body. That's what I'm doing. That's what we see as strength sometimes. It's just better positioning. That's most of the time that's what it is. Sometimes the other guy's stronger, of course, but okay. Cross hand fight. Dig it out. Keep it out. Don't let it come back in, because it'll look kind of like this. I'm moving it like this, but I'm keeping contact so that it does not come in again. Okay? And he'll be banging around out here, and he'll be trying to go up here, but I got him trapped out. Now this side is squared away. By this time, he'll be panicked big time, and he won't know what's going on. He'll let you go. Okay? All right? I got this side beat. Okay, now I use this hand, this palm, dig the other side out while I'm wrestling. I'm still wrestling, see? I'm just taking this little snapshot out for you so you can see it, what it looks like. Boom. I fight it. I don't care if it's a hook or a spiral or anything. We beat it with the cross hand. Again, we don't want to be like this. This is crazy, okay? So, keep those arms in. Wrestle right here. Boom. Pistons either way. But eventually we're inside both hands. Okay? He'll panic. If he hadn't let you go by now, he's certainly panicked. Okay? Okay? Arm comes over. I trap it. Either way, I think you can trap it like that. You could maybe even trap it like that. But I think this is better if you're going to pivot. Okay? I'm inside. I could just do a pivot right here. Just pivot right inside his arms, basically. But remember, we just turn inside out. We can't have too much weight forward. And, of course, we can't have too much weight backwards. Okay? Remember, we're not sitting on our butt. We're sitting on, I'm sitting on right here. This part of my leg, and probably this part too, okay? But I'm not on my rear end. I'm not even near my rear end, actually, okay? And then this, again, this leg, you can't, I don't think you see it, but it'll act as a piston. We talked about this before. Boom. Act as a piston. Okay? Okay, remember, dig, whatever's here, spiral, whatever. Dig it out. We're inside. Chances are a head will come over or an arm will come over. Again, I trap it and pivot. This leg has to come up. See, I don't like the idea of just like falling that way. I don't like that. Let's just stay in position and understand how this position works and how quickness works. See? It might be that I'm just blocked out here. This comes up and boom. See? And then this stuff about side to side. Okay, this is where a little Granby comes into play. See? And I'll hit a Granby. If somebody, crashes me to, I'll attempt to Granby. That means head down and butt up, that Granby business. See? But that would be like my second choice. My first choice is just a powerful pivot. Okay? All right, listen. Unless there's extenuating circumstances, our kids should take down every time. Not every time. If there's, like I said, if there's extenuating circumstances, we can talk about it. For the most part, I want our kids to not even look over. He'll know if he has to look over. See? But I just want him to take down. Period. Take that 1 point that they're going to give you. And then we can get back up on our feet and wrestle again. Code. So now remember, we have to stay in position. And when we're getting muscled around, we have to keep our lower body under our upper body. We can't get extended. I can't leave my base here or my lower body here and let him extend me. See? Now I'm just like a regular wrestler. He can throw a tight waist on me and squeeze me forever. Nobody ever makes him wrestle. So anyway, that's some universe classic bottom work. That's straight up Dale Thomas heyday business there. So again, I'm going to put this up on my YouTube channel, and hopefully some folks will take a look at it. And if they have any questions, there may be a number later on or whatever to give me a call, but see. So, we have to understand our pivots, hand fighting, the position being a dynamic position as opposed to a static position, see, because there's a lot, you guys know there's a lot going on out there when we're on the bottom. So this, what we just went over is a survival skill. Let's just call it that, because that's where kids get beat up, demoralized, and frustrated. Mostly is on the bottom. So if we can get kids through that, we should be good to go. All right, listen, down the road, I think the next thing I'm going to go over is penetration. And I will always go back and review. My dad was big on repetition. My dad used to tell me, it's just as hard on me as it is on you. It's probably true, Code. It's hard. See, during scrimmage, we need to be coaching, not timing. And well, the other thing we talked about, Code. Anyway, I think we covered the bottom work pretty well. And don't be surprised when it's so darn easy. That's the deal. Don't make it harder than it is. If you start flailing around down here, that's a lot harder than it needs to be. I'm asking you to protect your position, get your 1 point. That's it. That's all we ask you to do. We don't ask you to roll, we don't ask you to flip, we don't ask you to hop, skip, jump. We don't ask you to do anything. We ask you to protect your position and come up. All right. We're going to cut this one, and it'll be up on the YouTube. And like I said, I think we're going to go into penetration next. Okay, friends. Bye for now.